Hi everyone, this is Dan from Valhalla Games. I have got something interesting for you today, bit of an unboxing. So got home yesterday from work and pleasantly enough found some miniatures in the post. So two separate orders I'd put in. This is the first one, so offensive miniatures. I went online and found these guys after seeing them advertised in War Games Illustrated, and can I say I'm really happy I did. If I bring this closer, so here's the packaging for us. Fantastic and professional. So it's got a really good blister pack, but it's also got a plastic bag inside to hold them all inside, which is fantastic. If I break this open for you, that to one side, and take the minis out and drop this a bit better so we can see what's going on. Alright, so let's bring these guys up here one by one. Fantastic. This guy here is a bit special because he is, of course, you can see he's holding the bipod in his hands, and he is basically, to all intents and purposes, a loader, or number 2 on the LMG. Fantastic pair of models there. Interestingly enough, I was thinking of these guys. This guy here is fantastic as well if you can load them into a truck, and I might see if I can take a photo of that on the back of an Opel Blitz or something like that, poking out over the top of a cab. Seems like a really good idea as well. Great model, guys. Some more very light order in the webbing, skeletal sort of webbing, nice proportions. Come into focus, yep. This guy here, foliage in his helmet, definitely looks quite Normandy, this chap. Bit of broadleaf foliage, so I guess reduces the number of places potentially you could have that in. Still, this guy here, I'm not too sure. A captured hand grenade, perhaps? Must do a bit of research. The Germans have what we think of as the Allied sort of style hand grenade, rather than a stick grenade. A bit of research required there. Paratroopers, of course, being the master of borrowed weaponry. Drop behind enemy lines, always short of ammunition and weapons. Not surprising they pick up things. Another great LMG. Let's bring this guy into focus here. Look at that. I'll spin him around so you can see the belt of ammo going over his arms, so the weight doesn't cause a stoppage in the weapon. Great sculpting. And my favourite. Look at that. Ubiquitous NCO pose, pointing, some sniper bait. Look at the SMG there. That is great. Well proportioned. It's just excellent. Again, light webbing, assault order. Fantastic, guys. And sent me this here, which is sort of the one pager you can see in War Games Illustrated, etc., with some of the ranges. Oh, it's just beautiful. Fantastic stuff there. The two Fallshirmjager with the container on the wheels. I didn't see that advertised on their page. I must go back because that would probably be a purchase for the future. Some fantastic stuff, and always nice. Look at that, a handwritten note from them saying thanks for my order. Thank you, Jackie. Well done. Fantastic product. Didn't take much to get here at all. I'm really, really impressed, guys. The second order which I got is... I opened up the package and found these delightful little boxes. This is from Perry Miniatures. So I've already got many German Fallshirmjager models, so I decided to go ahead and buy a few more for some gaps that I had. I'll come on to that guy last. So, look at that. It's sort of like when you first discovered wargaming in your uncle's house or whatever, and you found these delightful little miniatures stuck away somewhere. That's a real retro packaging there, but again, safe, secure, well done to them. That's, you know, a different way of doing it, but that's also truly going above and beyond that one to make sure your miniatures get there in time. Look at this. So this is a German mortar team, German Fallshirmjager mortar team. Look at this guy. Oh, he's great. Fantastic. And even though if I'm not using a mortar, I do believe I have now found a potential air observer, because that model is just great with the binos. Look, no flashing anywhere. It shouldn't be. It's set just behind the arms there, and I do believe that's going to come out with a scalpel blade, really, really thin. That's going to come up perfectly. Great miniatures. There's the guy with the mortar bomb. Oh, great sculpt. So, that's the mortar team. What else did I get? Well, I have got MMG team. Go with the belt there. Obviously, the belt's made to be travel a bit securely, and then you can bend the belt over when you've got your gun into position. Gun controller. Again, another fantastic model. A little bit more webbing on these guys. The remainder of the crew. And the gun itself. And sustained fire mode. Absolutely great. The rest of the tripod is here. And that's fantastic detail. Look at the sight on it. You know, beautiful. Well done. And lucky last from Perry's is the Kugelwagen and the Recce roll. Very nice Kugelwagen. A little bit of flash in there. A little bit ugly around the wheels and the mud guards. We'll see how that comes out. It's not the greatest casting I have seen. It's a fantastic boat. Look at that chap. There we go. And the Recce roll. So the guy's got his MG there upwards. Look at the goggles on him. Fantastic. Looks like something out of Mad Max. And as you can see, probably sculpted for the desert, Ramka Brigade. You can see that those two chaps have both got, well, one of them looks as if the gunner looks as if he had the traditional null type German helmet. This one here definitely looks as if he's wearing the paratrooper or airborne type style helmet. And the driver's wearing the sun hat. Of course, Fallshirmjager had to borrow all this equipment as they saw fit as well, not only in the desert but also in Italy. So realistic there as well from that point of view. Now, what I'm going to do is, some of you might be interested, I'm just going to do a bit of a size comparison. So if I zoom in here, and turn him like that. There you go. So you can actually see offensive miniatures. Let's raise them up like that. It's right next to the Perry. You can see that those two mix in absolutely perfectly. And that has to be said, if there's a little bit of extra bulk in that German officer on the left from Perry, it's because it's one of the bigger models in that range. Just seems to have that little bit tiny extra girth to him than some of the other models. Fantastic. Another thing that's really pleasing is the very small plinth base on them, because as you can see there, like most of the Perry miniatures range, you know, you don't have to build up a huge amount on your miniatures base to get it covered and make it look realistic, but also make sure that he doesn't look as if he's sinking right into the soil of the ground. If I go in a little bit more here and just drop that like that. There you go, now you can see some more of the detail. Very, very good quality, the pair of them, really impressive. And if I come back just a little bit, and I want to do something different here, I'm just going to come across like that. I'm going to add something else to the mix. So, I picked up, because the I guess the accessories, the potential just for accessories, for building objectives and so on and so forth, I found a 1/48 scale 88 made by Tamiya / Artillery in a model store, and even better is that the crew are in, well, some of them are usable, some of them are in a bit wooden poses, which, you know, it's a very, very old kit by Tamiya, but I found that some of the crew look absolutely fantastic and would be suitable. So if I bring this across and put that in there, you can see that it's actually a pretty good size comparison, so long as you model the 1/48 scale directly onto the base, and then the plinths of the others are raised. Obviously, we have a bit of a girth difference of the heroic scale. Well, perhaps not heroic scale of the Perry miniatures in this scale. Their 156 is quite true proportioned, but you can see already that, you know, it's very, very close, and certainly from where the gun's going to be on one side of the table to the infantry, well, even if it's, you know, 6-12 inches away, it's very, very comparative. And I think even though I'm going to order some of the Perry miniatures 88 crew to go with my new Warlord 88 that's coming, I think that you know, some of these 1/48 crew could be put in there if required. There was just so much in that pack that you couldn't go past. Like there's, you know, there's a tent with a guy and the radio operator outside, which makes fantastic objective. There's oil cans and so on and so forth. But there you go. I thought I'd do a wee comparison for you. I hope you've enjoyed that. Guys from Offensive and Perry's, you've knocked it out of the park. Thanks very much. Thanks for getting here so fast. So Offensive took 1 week to get to me from England. Perry's took 2 weeks, but Perry's are supposed to take up to a month to get around the world, according to their disclaimer on the freight. So thank you to both of you. You both under-promised and over-delivered. Fantastic products. I'm really happy, and thanks for watching.